Okay, Kiana. Now we have discussed few of the topics which I got the insight what you are doing. Now let's talk about the woman when she has children, when she has a husband, a demanding husband, and then she's also working, and she's juggling too many balls at a time. And here I find the woman, she seems to be a little bit out of control. Sometimes she thinks she's neglecting the children, sometimes she thinks she's not taking care of the husband, and sometimes she thinks she's not doing justice to everything. And in all that issue, she forgets about herself. Usually these women come to me that they have no energy, they're feeling low, sometimes they have period problems, and it's normal to have, you know, some reproductive problem at this stage, like contraception, all this, and she's juggling too many balls at this time. So tell me, how can you help this woman at this stage?
I think the thing is that, especially on this part of the world, it's more common for women to sacrifice themselves for the family, for the kids, and they forget about themselves. And it's really, really good to remind ourselves how important it is to take some time off and disconnect and really go inside and take the time for our own mental well-being, because once they do that, it might feel that they're being selfish at the beginning, but really it's anything far from that, because they can go back to having a healthier life, a healthier mentality after taking some time to themselves. You know, so it's really important to bring that awareness that women should feel okay to take some me time out for the mental well-being, to be able to handle all the things they go through, different critical stages in life, because like feelings like guilt and anger and fatigue, you know, they can really have a effects on different parts of our physical body as well, and that is what we need to bear in mind, direct relationship between the mind and the body, and how they're so heavily intertwined. They're not separate beings, and we need to take care of both of them at the same time, just as a person would go to a medical practitioner for having any physical symptoms, because it's the mind that is affecting all parts of the body as well.
This is what I tell the woman: look, you are the pillar of strength, and you are the one on which everything seems to be supported or standing, and you have to take care of self. And I think if they hear something from somebody like you who had professional training, it makes a lot of difference. For me, they're a word of like sympathy or being kind, but from you it's like professional advice. So that's good. And let me talk about, you know, the women who are in their midlife. So obviously they have done everything, and they are near the menopause, and again the hormones affect, because the hormones are weaning off, and obviously that brightness and the spark is fading. They are still, you know, worth. I tell them, you know, this is the time you need to enjoy yourself. This is the time for yourself. And I don't think that if they are feeling a bit low, and if they are feeling a bit rejected, or if they are worried about their future, that I should put them on hormone replacement therapy and HRT, and it will make difference. I'm really trying to avoid to give them hormones, because now is the time when nature is itself, you know, trying to give all this external stimuli, because they may suffer from cancer of the breast and the cancer of the uterus. But I think again a life coach can help them, and I think the main thing is, you know, thinking you are worth of something. You are not a useless person. So tell me how you can help these ladies.
And the thing is, one thing that I take very seriously in my practice at the beginning is taking women to teach them certain principles. And one of the main things is teaching women how they are in charge of their life.
Absolutely.
You know, many women go towards life, and life is affecting them. They're dealing with problems that life throws at them, and they feel like a victim. Whereas the table needs to be turned around. It's us creating our life. It's us being in charge and making the life of our dreams rather than the opposite. And really having this mentality will take everyone through a very beautiful stage, through different areas, whether it's about the work, children, and especially menopause and after that, because now they finally have a lot more time in their hand to do so much more, right? To experience and explore other parts of themselves that they haven't. So that is something would be very, very useful in that
stage. Life is not like a motorway.
Yes.
I always say life is not a motorway. I think it's the road in the suburbs, and you have turns, and you have U-turns, and you have acute turns, and there may be crossroads.
Yes.
So I think a woman should feel herself. She's worth of everything. She's the most strongest person, and she's the center of the life, and so many life of other people depends on them. And I think this is the first session of me and Kiana talking about the women health and the women emotional and psychological support. And the reason we made this video is just letting the women that please don't have the stigma that you have psychiatric problem or you are under depression. It's just manage your life, and Kiana is here. She's a life coach, and she'll teach you how to cope with the life. Thank you very much. Kiana, you want to say something?
Yeah, I would like to add to that is that if we take the numbers really, I mean worldwide, not only women, everybody, around millions of people experience some sort of difficulties with the mental wellness. So, and according to the World Health Organization itself, mental well-being includes not being able to deal with daily stresses of life. So it's not necessarily someone running around, being mad, or having severe problems. It's these little issues that any normal human being faces in a daily life. And that is something to bear in mind, to seek for help. And I would really recommend that if it's something that people think it's about labeling, nobody really has to find out. It's a private activity between you and your coach to disconnect from the world and put that time for yourself. And I think the prophets might not be seen in the beginning where they're paddling their bank accounts or things like that. But the after results on every area of life will be enormous and cannot be really put into words. And after putting the time with their coach, the rest of the areas of their life can also
improve,
be in harmony with everything that they want, and they can live as the best version of ourselves. That is my passion and my motto. So I think in a way you are not making people dependent, as psychiatrists are making people dependent. I mean, there's no need for any medication.
Absolutely. You are making them to cope, which is a better term rather than
and empowering them really, because we all have that empowerment within us, and it's really knowing it and becoming aware of what all we can do.
Absolutely. Human power is very strong.
And the women, they are above.
Absolutely. So with all this, we end up this session, and hopefully we'll join again with some other topics.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
See you later.
See you.